Okay, so today I want to tell you a story about a business coach friend of mine who sold a year worth of his coaching packages in a single day. And I want to share with you exactly how he did that. And I want to share with you exactly how you can replicate and copy the strategy. Okay, so we had dinner and he said, hey, I really want to sell out my 12 coaching packages for the year. What would be the fastest way to do that? And I said, why don't you see if you can get a speaking gig at a particular event that will have some CEOs and the right sort of people there. And you may need to sponsor the event, but if you sponsor the event, you can get a 45-minute speech. And I made that recommendation. So he did. He went ahead and did that. He paid a small sponsorship fee. He got to do 45 minutes on stage in front of 300 CEOs. Told his story, told his key pillars of what he works on. And then at the end of the presentation, he said, as a next step, as a call to action, I would like to offer you the opportunity to take my online assessment. He put a QR code up on the screen and he said, I'd like you to get your assessment done today. So in the break, I want you to fill in the questions. And if you answer the questions a particular way, I'm going to get back to you with my coaching packages and I'll let you know that you are qualified to be the type of person that I could work with as a coach. And we'll go from there. Now, what happened is that everyone in the audience, actually not everyone in the audience, about half the audience, pulled out their phone and they took a photo of the QR code. And what happened in the room is that everyone got a sense that, whoa, look how many people around are actually excited about this opportunity. So out of a room of about 300 people, about 150 people pulled out their phone, took a photo of the QR code. Behind the scenes, it was about 60 people who actually completed the scorecard in the following break. So it wasn't 150, it was about 60 people. And then of the 60, there was about half of that, so about 30 people who were qualified. They were the right types of people. Their organization was big enough, they had the right sort of problems or frustrations that my friend could solve, and they were qualified buyers. So he got back to those people based on how they answered the questions. And he said, I just want to let you know that I can help you with the issues that were raised in the assessment. And I'd like to take you on as one of my coaching clients. So out of the 30, he did sign up all 12. He signed up 12 at his highest rate and he was able to get that done. Now, what worked is that the entire room had a sense that he had plenty of people who wanted to buy. People knew that he could only take on 12 clients in total, and they knew that about 150 people had pulled out their phone and taken a photo of the QR code. So they knew that there were plenty of people who were interested. They didn't want to miss out. So it created that moment of with or without you energy. And they also knew that he could qualify them based upon how they answered the questions in the assessment, which meant that he wasn't just guessing as to whether he could help them or not. He could tell them specifically why he could help them, and he could show them why paying the money for the coaching would be categorically worth it. He could calculate a return on investment based upon what they told him in the online assessment. So the key to all of this working was that QR code up on the screen that took people to the online assessment. And it was people answering those 15 questions in the assessment that allowed him to get that particular result. So if he hadn't have had that assessment, it would have ended very, very differently. You know what it's like being at a conference. You get one speaker, the next speaker, the next speaker, and by the time you get to the end of 2 days, you've forgotten all the things that were said. You just get a sense of the conference. He would have probably lost people's interest had he waited 2, 3, 4 days. They wouldn't have remembered the specifics of the conference. So by asking people to act on that particular step of filling in a free assessment in the break, he was able to really maximize that moment, and he was sold out for the entire next year. He didn't have to do any marketing after that. His entire 12 months was completely sold out. So let's talk about how to build one of those assessments. And honestly, it couldn't be easier. We're just going to do it from a template. And I'm actually going to show you one of the templates that a lot of our coaching clients use at ScoreApp.com. Okay, so in the dashboard inside ScoreApp, I'm just going to go to Create Scorecard, and it's going to give me a few options. I can use the AI setup wizard, which is amazing, and I love it. There's picking a template or starting from scratch. Starting from scratch is good if you're a graphic designer and you know how to build and code. Picking a template is what most people are going to do. So in the template library, there's something like 150 different templates here. They're beautiful templates created by our amazing design team who use all of our key strategies. I'm going to jump into this one here, business, because I'm a business coach. And I'm just going to have a look at some of the templates. I know there's one in particular that's really useful. This is called the Ready to Scale template. So Ready to Scale template, it's 15 questions. Are you ready to scale? And here we go. We've got all of this nice stuff. It gives me a nice overview of this template. I'm just going to use this template, click the button, and away we go. It's now set me up with this particular template. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the build icon. and it says, okay, we can build the landing page, we can build the questions, we can build the results page, we can build a PDF report, or we can edit the settings. First thing I like to do is edit the settings because there's a few settings I want to change straight away. The first one is the branding. I'm going to drop my logo in there. So I'm going to click the plus button and I'm going to just drop my logo on the drag and drop icon. It's going to add it in there. Now I've got my logo, and I can also change my primary and secondary colors. I might change this green. I might change this into more of a reddy color, which matches my logo. So I'm just going to save that. So I've gone and changed the branding. I could also add a little icon if I wanted to do that. So I've saved that. Now it's already going to start looking like my product. So I click on the landing pages. You can see now that everywhere that there was the logo, it's now my logo, the Dent logo. And I've got here a nice little moving scale icon, and it's got ready to scale, answer 15 questions. It's got uncover hidden opportunities, actionable insights, maximize growth, get started. You'll be scored against the following key areas. I don't like it scored against. I'm just going to change that. I'm going to, you'll measure and improve the following key areas. So you can see here it's as simple as editing any document. If you can edit a keynote presentation, or if you can set up a LinkedIn account, it's pretty much the same as doing that. So elevate your revenue game, personalized assessment. Now what I might do here, I might just add a little section here called content. I'm just going to add a section which is going to be about me, and I'm going to go here about, actually we'll do this about Dent Global, and I'll put our bio in there. I'll do that a little bit later, but you get the idea how easy it is. I just literally push plus. I can just add videos there if I want to add videos. I can add testimonials if I want to do that. Call to action banners and buttons, all super simple. So I'm just going to save that, what I've created there. At a later stage, I'm going to change these logos to actual companies that I've worked with, but for now I'm just going to delete it, right? So remove that section, and there I'm going to add some photos and some testimonials. I'll do that a little bit later. You can see it's very simple to add and remove things. Okay, so I'll save that. I go back here. I'm now going to edit my questions. So here we go. We've got some questions. Analyzing your competitors' pricing strategies is a routine part of your operations. I'm just going to make that simpler. I'm just going to say, do you compare your pricing to your competitors? Right, so I've just made that a bit more simple. And I also want to put in a maybe answer. I'm going to change maybe to sometimes. And I'll make the question here, do you compare your pricing to your competitors each year? Now, mind you, I don't necessarily think this is a great question, but I'm just showing you how easy it is to edit the questions. Have you considered implementing dynamic pricing to optimize revenue? Do you offer discounts or promotions? Have you considered, I think what we'll do is just say, do you use dynamic pricing to optimize revenue? And I'm just going to add this maybe answer, and I'm going, I need help with this. Right, so I'm going to give people the opportunity to say I need help with this, because this is something we might be able to help them with. I'm going to add a question at the end, which is an open text question, and I'm going to add this one here. Is there anything else you want me to know? Right, that's a really nice open text, and I'm not going to make it required, so I'll turn that off. And I'm going to add a question here, which is going to be multiple choice buttons. And I'll say, what are you struggling with at the moment? And answer 1 is cash flow. And answer 2 we'll have hiring. Answer 3 we'll have stress, right? Whatever it is, right? So I'm just going to put those in. So I'm going to save that. So you can see here, very easy to answer the questions or set up the questions. Now we'll go to the results page. We'll have a look at the main results page here. Thank you for taking the revenue maximizer. Okay, so on here, one of the things I personally want to do is I want to give people a video so that we can begin building some rapport. So I'm just going to add a video here. I'll add that in there. And all I have to do is just add the link to the YouTube video. So any YouTube video that I'm happy to use, I can just add the link there and it'll add it in nicely. So that's all done. So I'll just save that. Now, I have now got a scorecard ready to go. That was that simple. How easy was that? So I go back here and I go back to the home section and it's in draft mode. So all I have to do is click draft mode and say publish. So I now publish it. And look at all the different ways that we can share this. I can click share and there's my QR code right there. So all I have to do is add that QR code to my slides on my presentation when I stand up, or I could use it anywhere else. I've also got links that I could use. I can embed it into my website, but now I have a scorecard. So if I was about to give a talk in front of 300 people, I could set this scorecard up. I could do a little bit of testing and I could have the QR code in my slides. It would take me no time at all. And straight away, I've now got a really powerful call to action to capture engagement from my audience. Now I'm just gonna have a quick test to see that it works. So I click this button here and it says, are you ready to scale? Answer 15 questions, elevate your game. Oh, there's that section that I added in about us. I'm gonna click get started. I'm gonna put testing. Okay, let's click and let's get started. So I'll go through and it'll give me all those questions. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, 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 no, no, yes, no. All right, we get through to the end. Do you want to know anything else? Boom, we go next. There we go. And here's my results page, right? So it gives me the results page. So it's all working fine. Now that I've tested it, there's that video that I wanted to pop up. And there's the link to book a time in my diary to have a conversation. Now, what's really cool as an advanced feature is that you can have different calls to action based on how people answer. So if someone said, my biggest problem is hiring, you could actually have a call to action that says, looks like you're struggling with hiring, let's have a conversation about it. Or if they said, my biggest issue is cash flow, looks like you've got issues with cash flow, come along to our cash flow event that we could put in. So different responses, we can actually have it build a customized results page based on how people answer the questions. So it looks like it's all working. I'll just go into the lead section. I can see that I've now got one lead, that was me. And it shows you where that person came from, how they've answered the questions. I can use the AI to write a sales email, really powerful. Every single email is now custom built, custom written for that particular person. So that's really cool based on how they answered the questions. And I can also get insights about how this is performing. I can see how many people are taking my scorecard, how they're answering the questions, which questions do they get stuck on that I may want to edit. All of that's built into the insight section here. So that couldn't have been easier. That was like probably 5 to 10 minutes of setup time. Now, mind you, it's going to take you a little bit longer. I brushed over a few of the things. You probably want to put half an hour to an hour into your first scorecard and then take it live and get it started. And straight away, you've got an online scorecard, an online assessment that can drive people towards a better understanding of what you do as a coach. The problem with being a coach is that what you do, you offer transformation. It's not tangible. A lot of the time people don't even believe it's possible. They've tried stuff that hasn't worked before. The power of an assessment is that it makes it feel more real, more tangible, more clear, and that's going to lead to higher prices and more customers, more clients. If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, an online assessment is one of the ways that you make what you do very, very real, very tangible, and very clear. So if you've enjoyed that video, give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe to the channel because there's more videos coming soon. And I look forward to seeing you soon, and enjoy getting set up on ScoreApp.com. Use a free account to begin with and then scale it up as you need to. And good luck at your next speaking event.